Hey, it's Willie Armelini from Flowers and Scents with your industry buzz. Hey, today we're going to interview Molly Mullins, Executive Vice President of Wffsa, Wholesale Florists and Florist Suppliers of America. And we're going to do that because I did not attend their distribution conference this year after many years. And I thought we'd go right to the head and talk to Molly about what happened there and what we can expect for the future. So without further ado, Molly Mullins. Okay. Hey, Molly Mullins. Well, since I've already confessed that after 30 plus years, I don't know, I've been going to Wffsa conventions since I was 14. I'm 70 now, so it's a lot of years. I've missed a few along the way, but in the last 30 years, I probably haven't missed too many. However, Iceland sort of got in the way my booking, so forgive me for that. But so as a result, I figured I would come and ask you how it went. So tell me how'd it go?
Certainly. Well, firstly, Willie, you were very missed. I can't look in a crowd and not see your hat. So it was difficult for you not to be there for us all.
It was tough for me too, but anyway, I'll make it next year.
Good, good. Well, it was a tremendous show. We could not speak higher of the turnout, the energy, the exhibitors. We always want to encourage and increase our wholesale attendance, obviously, but this was one of the highest attendance. We had 630 individuals attend, including almost 100 first timers. So people that were new to Wffsa. We had our tabletop area can fit 103 exhibit booths. We sold out of that in January. We added another 10 kind of out in the outside hall area that we could fit. And I had a waiting list of more than 20. So it was a ton of supplier interest as well this year.
Hmm. Wow.
So
Um, and obviously getting wholesalers there is a challenge. I think, aren't you in a little bit of a competition with Great Lakes? Didn't they have theirs at the same time or the same week?
little bit different in dates, but close. It's always like, can you be out of the office for so long, doing those sorts of things. We ended up with almost 60 wholesale companies. So that's ahead of where we have been for the past couple of years. Consolidation is going to continue to affect that, obviously. And people are not necessarily bringing as many, but they're still at least have the representation of the companies there. So we have a goal next year to increase that and continue to get, the wholesale. I know a few just like you, Willie, that had conflicts, or we lost some to illness or things like that last minute. So it is what it is in that capacity.
Yeah, as it has to be. And one of the criticisms I hear as I travel to so many shows is people, particularly from the vendors, saying there's so many shows, there's just so many shows. And are there too many? And my normal answer to that is when people stop showing up, then there's too many. And I think that's the only real test of it because, yeah, there's a lot of shows and they compete with each other at some level and time-wise, and there's only so many weeks in a year that you can pull these off. Um, you're sort of the first one, so that sort of starts everything.
And that was one of the blessings from COVID for Wffsa was we had always wanted to move the show back to spring. As you remember, years and years ago, it was in the spring.
Sure.
And we were always in late October, November, and everybody was exhausted by the end of show season, right? So
Yeah.
it made it hard to get everyone to do, myself included. I remember being like, oh my God, we've got SAF, we've got Flora, we've got whatever, all the things happening. So being able to move it to the spring, a couple weeks after Valentine's Day, kind of get the pulse of how people are feeling about the industry from a timing perspective. It really worked out well these past couple of years to be able to do that.
And as always, you had good shows or good educational programs, as you always do. They all came off nicely. I didn't see the schedule at this point, so I can't regurgitate who they are or what they were, but you always have good ones.
Well, thank you. We, education, Wffsa likes education. They don't love it. So we don't give a lot of it, right? So, but what we give, we want to make it timely to the industry. We want to make it tailored. So this year we focused on workforce development. So we brought in an expert on really what the trends are globally on workforce and employment and things like that. And then we brought off a panel of Wffsa industry leaders to kind of talk about what they're doing within their own companies for workforce development, retention, things like that. So we're able to give a macroeconomic trend report on it and then granularly dive down into what the industry is doing.
And a lot of new young blood I like to see in the industry. and y'all have been doing a good job at that. You know, Saeed and my buddy Saeed from New Bloom, and they did the after party, which I understand went well.
Yes, so he told me he had more than 400 signups for the after party. Great energy with, you know, what you all do with the interview process and getting new people out there, you know, the next generation within the industry. One of my favorite things at the end of every Wffsa show is the amount of people that come up to me and ask me how to get involved, which I love. People I don't know and are that, you know, not to age anybody, but that, you know, 35 to 45 kind of demographic that's only been in the business for a little bit of time, but is really seeing the benefit of being connected through Wffsa. So it's super cool for me to see that.
Yeah, I applaud a lot of these companies that are allowing their next generation or those others in charge to sort of participate at a organizational level, because you need that blood after having sitting, you know, I sat on some committees over the years, and you need that fresh blood to stimulate things and to bring new incentives and ideas and just new blood, you know,
Well,
fresh ideas.
I mean, just like you're saying, you come to Wffsa every single year. It becomes part of your extended family. You look forward to seeing these people. You look forward to spending a few days with them, and to connect that generation in your company. That's the best workforce retention policy you could have, right? It's because then they start to feel connected and make their own relationships and want to be. They don't want to go. They don't want to go anywhere. So that's kind of hopefully the benefit people are seeing.
Yeah, I like that a lot, and it's brilliant. It's been a trend I've seen. Somehow, I don't know how this happened, but I became one of the old guys in the
No.
industry here. I don't know. I don't, just can't figure it out. I used to be, you know, the young exec and all that kind of stuff, and now I'm like the old character. But I'm still will show up and do it some more for a number of years until I get tired of doing this. But it's been fun for me, and as like I said, this has become my extended family since
Yeah.
I've been going to Wffsa so long that it is a family, and I travel to so many different shows with these my convention troopers, as I call them, because you know, you got to go set up, break down, set up, break down,
Yep.
and uh, and have a few beers in the process, and enjoy. And it's really a networking situation. Even if you didn't have anything, you put all those people together, they're going to network
Without question. This is
by
a
adding all the programs and having it. I guess it's still a nice venue there. You're going to stay there at the National there for a while yet?
Yes, so we'll be at the Drow for the next 2 years for certain. One of the things that we'll be doing next year is expanding the tabletops areas. So
Okay.
we currently have 2 out of the 3 ballrooms that we use for tabletops. We're going to use all 3. So we'll be able to have more obviously exhibitors, but also be able to bring food in and all the other things that we can't physically fit right now.
Hmm.
And then we have another space we'll do our general session in. So we want to maximize what we can at the property. People like it. It's easy to get to, all the things, right? So for, you know, we surveyed all of our members, and I believe almost 80% said yes, they want to come back to the Doral next year. So, you know, we'll keep giving the people what they want.
No, that makes sense. It is conveniently located. It's right there. It's new enough and fancy enough that makes a little bit of everybody happy, I think.
Sure.
So, hey, so what about next year? What yes, you're going to try to do something different, or you're going to stick with the same format, or what?
So, you know, I always talk with the board that if you stay at the same venue, you want to be adding new things to the program every year. 2 things we added this year, you know, while Wffsa doesn't necessarily do a lot of sit-down education, they do, as you're saying, love to network. So we added speed networking late last year, and we did it again this year, where our exhibitors and wholesalers get to meet each other. Our wholesaler discussion groups, we expanded this year on topics that they're discussing amongst their peers and challenges that they face. So we're going to continue to look at programs like that and how we can bring that networking conversations to the table. That's what people like to do. As well as kind of how can we shake up the fun evening events, and then also, you know, what we're doing in the tabletops. So kind of looking at all those formulas.
How about your speaking of the tabletops? So you got enough demand, over demand, apparently, increased demand that you could accommodate easily. More growers, more. What's that? I got to think it's more growers, right?
We definitely had an increase in growers. We had some exhibitors that hadn't come for the past few years come back, which is one of my favorite things to say. We had some more greens than we've had in the past. That's been an area that Wffsa hasn't had a ton of. And we've actually had some new hard goods and specialty elements within the floral community come and exhibit. So I always like to survey our new exhibitors and see how they're feeling about things, make sure it's the right fit. But yeah, it's a good mix of those different elements.
And the new kids, I say kids, sorry about that. The new people that are coming as new attendees, or first time attendees, that's from all gamuts, from importers, wholesalers, the whole works.
Yes, but what I found the most interesting was the job function. So especially on my wholesale side was I had a few of my, larger wholesalers bring their heads of HR, bring their heads of technology, those type of elements as opposed to just their buyers. And not that their buyers aren't there, that's not great, but I love to see that they think there's an opportunity for them to learn something else in those capacities at the show. So that was a little bit different from a few that I was really, really happy to hear about.
Cool. Hey, well, that sort of sums it up. How about a highlight? Give me one highlight. What sticks in your head?
I mean, we did our Havana Nights party with live dancers and fortune tellers, and everybody had a grand old time.
Did you have cigars too?
We did not have cigars this time, but we did have Rob Shabata with Mount Eden Floral brought back his cigar tent. So we did have that that he hosted very graciously for everyone.
Oh, and I'm sorry that I missed Rob because I haven't seen him in a while, and I'm glad to hear he was there.
Yes, and Willie, he was our LTK award winner.
Explains that one.
Well, the funny part was he actually came back and asked to come to the show and register and all of that long before we actually even decided who the LTK winner was.
Oh, okay.
No, it kind of worked out because we thought he'd be, tipped off if it had been the reverse, but it wasn't. So his son Alex is on our board of directors. He was instrumental with putting the video together and all of that. You know how it is. It's one of the best things that Wffsa does. So
yes, well, and you've answered that question for me now. Who won that award? So that's a goodie, and congratulations to him as a long line of people in that family. So. Hey, Molly, I appreciate your time here. I know you're a busy lady, and sorry I didn't get to see you in person, but this is the next best thing for me. And I will publish this next week and add a couple more funny things to it because I've gotten some funny things sent to me. Good. So I will pursue and do this. And thank you for your time today.
Of course, Willie. Lovely to see you as always.
Okay, we'll see you around.
All right, talk to you soon.
All right, ciao, ciao.
Bye.
Good. Willie R. Mullin has been coming to the show for 30 years, and now he's not here today. Do you miss him?
We miss him a lot.
You miss him a lot?
Yeah, normally he's walking around with his hat.
Where's Willie?
Taking pictures.
Where's Willie?
Where are you?
Good. So your brother, Willie R. Mullin, has been coming here for 30 years. Do you miss him today?
I don't know where the hell everybody's asking for Willie, and he's not here.
Where's Willie?
Where is Willie? It's like Waldo.
Lane, Willie R. Mullin has been here for 30 years, and today he's not here. Do you miss him?
Willie, where are you?
Willie R. Mullin has been here for 30 years,
yeah.
And today he's not. You miss him?
I miss him so much.
And how about you, Greg?
Oh, that's my dude. Where is he at? We've been looking around the whole time.
We miss you, Willie.
Yeah, bye.
Take care. Mimi, Willie R. Mullin has been here for 30 years, and this year he's not here. Do you miss him?
Absolutely. I miss that hat. I miss that smile. And just the knowledge that Willie has, and I miss you, Willie. Come back.
Where's Willie? I think I saw Willie.